then just stop it when I'm done?
Yeah, and just press out everything. Just like press the X
Yeah.
button, turn off the soundboard and all that.
Okay,
Um,
perfect.
can you plug in the headphones
Plug in the headphones? Yes.
to the thing?
Yes. Okay, did that there?
Yeah, to the little like aux cord thing,
Yeah.
and then speak it.
Speak into the mic.
I can't see anything.
Check.
Yeah, that.
Oh.
So speak into the headset and put that headphone up to your ear and
Okay.
see if you can hear you.
Check 1, 2. Check. Yep. I can. Yes.
Okay, so everything should be good. If anything does happen, just call me and
All right. Thank you, Praise.
thank you.
All right. Bye. Okay. Check. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Yes. Hello. Huh? Well, your wives asked me to live stream, so well that and also like I guess there's some other there was another family that would have liked to be here who's not in the school but who just wanted like more information about the school, so they asked if we could live stream. So I did. So sorry about the semi-late start. Huh? Okay. All right. Everyone should have a folder that's either black or red, like this. I'm sorry for the names on it. I wrote them on them, and then when I put them on top of each other, they all smeared. So some of you with the black folder can't even tell, which is good, but those of you with the red folder, it's really bad. So I apologize about that. Okay, so let me compose myself now. We're going to go ahead and start. Pastor, would you mind opening us up in a word of prayer?
Father, thank you so much again for the privilege that you give us, all the freedom that we have, and Lord, the grace that's been bestowed upon us to be able to have our kids go to a Christian school. And Father, there's so many, and the more that I learn and study all that's going on in this world, we are fortunate people to be able to have this freedom. Father, help us always to treat it that way. Help us to always recognize the sacrifice of those who work for us to do this job. Father, I pray that you bless this year as we open it. Lord, that you bless our teachers. God, that you bless us as parents. Give us more money, Father, so we can, I'm serious, give us more money so these bills are easier for us to pay. Open doors of opportunity, Father, for our young people and for our school to grow. So, Father, we put these things in your hands. We want to see more done. We will work hard. We know you have to bless us. And so we ask for those blessings today as we begin this year. Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay. Hi, everyone. Obviously, you know my name is Abigail. I drank a cup of coffee before this, and I shouldn't have because now like that caffeine is kicking in. So if you see my hands shaking, I promise it's not because I'm nervous. It's because my caffeine's literally like flowing through my veins. So if I also need to slow down in my speaking, just kind of raise your hand and be like, hey, say that again. So welcome to CCA's orientation. The first thing that I would like to do is point out the theme for this year. The theme that we're going to have that's going to be present throughout the entire year is Together We Will. I thought this theme was very fitting. All of you know about the meeting that we had at the end of last year and how things were kind of a little rocky. And what I want to present to you guys this year is Together We Will as a school, as parents, as teachers, as students, work together. There are some words that I chose. Achieve. Together we will achieve greatness for our school. My desire is to help your students to grow and to accomplish everything that they have or that they are enabled to accomplish. And that's something that we can work on together as teachers, as parents. I'm not going to go through every single word, but those are just some that I thought of. I would also like to point out the word pray. This school is not going to succeed without prayer. And so prayer from the parents, prayer from the teachers, and I do believe even prayer from the students. So that is something that we are going to work toward. Pastor's been preaching about prayer on Wednesday nights. We started praying last year. We would pray every single day for at least 5 minutes, I believe it was, for Chris and for her cancer. And so that is, prayer is something that I would like to continue to incorporate in our student body and in our staff as we move on. And so I hope that you will continue to pray with us. Running a school is not easy on either part, on a teacher's part, on a parent's part, even on a student's part. And so it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication for all three of those things to work together in harmony. And that's something that I would love to be able to do, is to work together with you, with our students, to help them to be able to achieve and to grow and to learn and to encourage and to inspire and everything that they are able to do and that they are just the gifts that God has given them. I would love to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? That coffee brain's coming in. I would love to just be able to just share that. And I'm looking forward to the things that we have this year. On the right side of your folder, if you open it up, you have your application. I did shorten the application for some of you. This was going to be a godsend. Yes, Jen's like, thank you so much. Because I found the application that we had, a lot of things were repetitive. A lot of like family history, write the student's address for the 18th time, things like that. So while some of it is still repetitive, I do have student information. If they have attended CCA and they were here last year, you do not need to write down all of the information in that student history section, because obviously we know that they were here. So if you just write down school last attended, you write CCA, that's all we need. You don't have to write anything else after that. The next page is the family history. This is just if anything has changed with you or your spouse. So your occupation, there were a bunch of different things that I took out of that. I pushed up the church attendance because we do have some families who do not attend our church. And so we just like to know, where they go, how regularly they attend, things like that. Then we have the business office registration form. For those of you with multiple kids, there's only one of these in your first application, because this is basically for Rona to be able to say, okay, I know that this parent is paying for X, Y, and Z, Olivia, Ava, Kevin, and Bella. So there's only one of these papers in your applications. This is the business office registration form. Yes, sorry about that. So we have the business office registration form, and like I said, it's just so we know who's paying for what kids. The rest of the application has everything to do with if anything happens at school and there's an emergency, who do we need to contact? Who do we need to contact during school hours? Is it going to be different from parents? Is it grandparents? Different things like that. So those are just the things that we need filled out for each child. Can we give your child medicine? If so, what medicine? Are there different health issues that we need to know about? Are there anything, are there medications that we need to give your child on a daily basis? That's what we need to know in these sections. So this is specific for each child. But as far as the beginning of the application, I tried to make it as easy as possible for you to not have to continually repeat over and over and over again all this information. So that's your application. That needs to be filled out and returned. Yes. Yes, that's because there's only that business registration form, you only need to fill out one time. So that's the form that I just said, how it has multiple students. So that form only needs to be filled out once because both of the girls' names is going to be on it. Yes. So, so for a parent who has 4 or 5 kids, they're only filling that out one time with each of their child's name on it, because then that's what Rona uses to know who to bill and how much to bill. All right, so those need to be filled out and handed back. They can be handed back into the office if you just stick them in either in my mailbox, or if any of the ladies are here during office hours, you can hand it back to them and they'll stick it in my mailbox. And we need those back at least, I said August 30th because that gives you a really long time to fill it out, but the sooner the better. Sometimes there were a few last year that I didn't even realize I handed out applications at orientation, and I never got them back. So I was looking through it this year, and I was like, I never had that kid application. No, it wasn't. It was Jen. No. Yes. So I will be making sure we get applications back, and if I don't have them back, I'll be texting you or calling you. So perfect. Another reason why I shortened the application. If you look on the left side of your folder, you'll see we're going to be going through these papers, and I'll be talking with you about them with you. I'm going to work at doing this rather quickly, just because I don't want to take up all of your evening, and I know how precious time can be, especially on a beautiful summer night. So we're going to start with the handbook. I'm not going to read through every single word, but I am going to reference each section. So the beginning section starts with general information. So if you open it up to the very first page, general information, our school hours are staying the same. It is going to be from 8:30 is when we start teaching until 3:15 when we dismiss. And that's not anything that's any different. We'll go over pick up and drop off later in the handbook. Our campus policy, remember that if you want to observe your class, that is an opportunity. If you would like to have meetings or conferences, that's also an opportunity that you have. And if you would also like to come eat lunch with your student, you have that opportunity as well. But I ask that you would just contact either me or your teacher beforehand. Our observation rules, if you want to come in and watch the classroom, it is limited to an hour, just because teachers are working diligently, they have a lot going on, and so not that we wouldn't love for you to come watch your student learn, but it can sometimes get in the way. Yes, saying it nicely. So we ask that you would contact either your teacher or the principal first. Transportation obviously is going to be done by you. We don't have a bus system, so we always need to know who is dropping, well, not necessarily who's dropping off, but we always need to know who is picking up. If there's a change in pickup, whether it's not going to be you, if it's going to be an aunt, if it's going to be a grandma, we need you to text us and tell us, because we can't have a kid saying, oh yeah, that's my aunt. We're not just going to send them out the door trusting that that's their aunt. So make sure you let us know our pickup is going and drop-off is going to be exactly the same, the horseshoe that we had last year. So if you just drive up in a horseshoe form, and then I would leave some space just like we did, so in case we have any of our office ladies, in case someone's coming in for a meeting, they have space to drive up to the front of the parking lot. You can drop them off 15 minutes before school starts, so at 8:15. The doors will be open, the lights will be on, and then you can pick them up anytime between 3:15 and 3:30. Sometimes, like last year, we had a few instances where we let out late. That we will do our best to let out at 3:15. In some cases, that can be, there was an accident of some sort that someone had to clean up really quick. They went, one of my kids went to get his stuff out of his locker, and he had a glass container just fall and like completely break. And so we had to clean that up really quick. And so sometimes just be patient with us. We do have some instances where we're running a few minutes late. We're doing our best to get them out on time. Sometimes it's my fault because I am feather brain, and I'm like, oh yeah, guys, remember this announcement. So I keep them for just a second longer. I would like to point out a student's transportation is considered late if arrivals after 3:30. So anytime that you're arriving after 3:30, there is a $10 charge per family, and then $5 every 5 minutes after that. So obviously, I know none of you really would like to have that charge, so be on time. No. That obviously is not going to, you're not going to be charged for that if we let out late and we're still letting out at 3:32. You're not going to be charged because we haven't let the kids out yet. So one thing that I need in communication, we need to know anytime that address changes, if you guys move in the middle of the year, if telephone number changes, any emergency contact number changes, you need to let the school know right away because for our records, we need to be able to keep that. One of the things also is we are going to be still sending home papers. I'm going to explain a different system that we're going to be using with that, but make sure you check your kids' book bags. Sometimes they have notes from teachers, sometimes they have notes from the school. If it's a note from the school, I try to personally hand it to you all, but if it's something that a teacher is giving you, they might put it in their folder in their book bag, so I'd make sure you check those. If you turn the page, in bold, you have at the very top, it's in bold and it's underlined. The school... Oh, thanks. Blame it on the coffee. No, I'm just kidding. The school is going to be communicating with an online server or an online form called Jupiter Ed. If you go to our website, ccastreetsboro.com, there is a link that says Jupiter Ed in the corner, and it takes you directly to that page. Basically what this is an online gradebook, an online announcements forum, and an online way for us to communicate with you any discipline issues that we're having. Everything is specific to you and your child, so you're not going to be able to see all the dirty laundry that everyone else is dealing with and all their grades. You will be looking at your child's grades. So we are still going to be handing out paper grades. We're still going to be handing out paper announcements just as we transition into this. But I would recommend checking it out at least once a week. You can see your child's grades as they go rather than waiting for a report card or rather than waiting for a progress report. So this allows you to kind of have a little bit more involvement in how they're doing and any issues that they might have. This also is allowing us to keep track of it electronically rather than on paper and then possibly losing a paper. If something happens and the building burns down, all the grades are gone, we have it all safe and stored there. Yes? Oh my word. If the grid goes down, I think the last thing we're going to be worried about is the kid's grade. Yes, there will be. Yes, you can. Yes, there's an open line of communications. There's a forum for announcements, anything like that. That, or you can contact your teacher via phone, via text. Yes, just one of the ways. Yes, ma'am. You don't download it. It's kind of like if you went to your email or if you go on, Facebook online or something. It's not an app. It's just a website. So you just look it up. Yes, like I said, if you go to our website at ccastreetsboro.com, there's a link right there that you'll be able to create a login and create a password. Just ask Jenna. She'll find it for you. No, I'm just kidding. Curtis, did you have a question? Oh, yes. You will create like a login and a password. It is secure that way. It also, like I said, we're not sharing any information, so your child's information and anything going on there is safe. This also is another way, like I said earlier, if your child has any medical conditions and for some reason we can't find that paper and we're looking for, okay, what is it that we can give them? We can go on there and all of that information will be given. This also will help with re-enrolling when next year with applications, you won't have to fill out all of the information unless something has changed because we will have it all on file. So for those of you with 4 or 5 kids, that's great. Okay, so moving on from there, emergency closings, you'll be text. It'll be on our Facebook and Instagram page, and then it will also be on Fox 8. Hopefully this year we're not going to have a 16-inch snowstorm, but you never know, it's Ohio. If there will be emergency closings, you will be notified by that. Parent-teacher conferences, they're going to be held on the dates below. We have 3 during the year, 1 after each quarter. We don't have one after the 4th quarter because we're let out for summer. So if you would like to contact your teacher or anything like that, you can do that via phone or just contact me and I'll help set up a meeting with that. 1 parent is required to attend to at least, the first parent-teacher conference is required. And so with that, we will send out a schedule like we did last year. Everyone is required to attend. And then each conference after that, you have the choice to opt out of. I know people are very, very busy. So as long as there's an open communication between you and your teacher, and you're fine with where your kid is, you're fine with everything that's going on, then you don't have to worry about coming to a parent-teacher conference. Or if you say, hey, I'd like to talk with you for like 5 minutes right at the end of school rather than waiting until 6 o'clock at night, that's totally fine as well. Lockers. I will say, first grade will not have a locker because they'll be in Shelley's class, but 2nd through 12th will. Please make sure your child brings a lock for their locker. We had issues last year of people on Sundays opening them up and like setting their coffee in there while they were running their ministries and things like that. And then we had kids come in and say, why is there coffee in my locker? Or we had kids say, hey, I think someone went through my locker and like took my notepad or something like that. So please make sure that your child has a lock on your locker. The school is not responsible for anything that is taken out of the lockers if it is not locked. So I will stress that especially. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes. Not all of them will share. So I can... Yes. Yes. I can let you know by rummage sale who is sharing lockers. And I'm going to make a note for myself to remember that.
I would say it's only because then you'll have 30.
Yes. Good catch. Yes. I was going to say, do you want your siblings to share a locker? In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. It just depends. We don't know. I mean, technically, yes, but because we have lockers up here, but we don't have space downstairs for those lockers. I would have to let you know. Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure. Okay. Okay, moving on to electronic uses. Zach's going to hate me for this because he was in my class last year, and he was like, I cannot wait to go to the high school class because then I get to use my phone. I am not allowing phones or electronics in the school. All the teachers are like, hallelujah, praise Jesus. So the electronic either needs to be turned into the teacher at the beginning of the day or kept in their locker or just not even brought to school. So electronic usage for personal use will be prohibited during school hours. This includes scrolling or posting on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any other social media outlet, Fortnite, and any gaming outlet, things like that. Yes, I had to say Fortnite. So sorry about that, kids. I know it stinks. Now, if their teacher decides to use it as like a reward, so say last year, anytime I had a spelling pretest, if they got 100%, they got to play on it for 30 minutes while everyone else took their test. I will allow that. That's fine. But as far as like during recess, lunch, things like that, it's going to be put away. This also allows them as a school to interact and communicate with each other rather than staring at their phone. And so I'm excited for it. I know the teachers are excited for it. And the students hopefully will not have an uproar. Student driving privileges, this really only kind of relates to honesty. But they can leave for lunch. They are allowed, any student that is a senior may leave at a half day, which is basically 12:30. So I know, senior. I know. So they can leave for 20 minutes at lunch, go pick up lunch, and then come back. But the thing is if their grades are not good, if they are dropping below a C average, then that privilege will be denied. Moving on to attendance. Anytime you come after 8:30, so between 8:30 and 9, it is considered a tardy. 8 tardies result in a $25 fine per tardy after that. There are some times that we are lenient. Sometimes an accident happens and, you can't get to school. Your tire blows. Whatever it is, there are extenuating circumstances that we will work with you on. Now, if you come in every single time you're late and say, no, you have an excuse for it all. Yeah, my tire blew for the 18th time, maybe we'll talk about it. But anyway, also, anytime your student is coming late because of a doctor appointment, a dentist appointment, any type of appointment, as long as we have a little written notice from them saying, hey, they were here, that will not count against you as well. Shelley, did you have a question? Oh, okay. Okay, yes, as long as you communicate with the teacher and say, hey, this is their appointment time, this is when they'll be coming, or even if they're being picked up early, that will be counted as a half day. By law, if for some reason you're not able or you forget to contact us and tell us that your student is not here, by law, we have to try to get a hold of you within the first 2 hours that your student is not at the school. Last year there was an instance where a student did not come to school, the parent didn't know it, and the student actually died. I forget what the actual story was, but no, not here. Yeah, not here at school. But so Ohio passed a law saying hey, listen, if the students are not in class within the first 2 hours, you have to contact a parent. You have to know, hey, is this student with you? They're not here. So if for some reason that happens, please be patient with our teachers. If you're like, why have they called me for the 18th time already? It's because by law, we have to know where that student is. So we don't distinguish between excused or unexcused absences, so an absence is an absence. And then anything over 15 days is considered excessive, and then we have to turn it into the Portage County Juvenile Courts. Now, if it's something that you have already communicated with the teachers on, for, like I said again, extenuating circumstances, appointments, or sicknesses, then we'll work with you on that as well. We're not going to be like, 15, send it in. A student is counted. Yes, we do. We do. A student is counted absent when he arrives after 9 or leaves before 12:30 p.m. If they leave at 12:30 p.m., it's counted as a half day. So sometimes you see on your progress reports and your report cards, they've missed 2.5 days. That's because they left or they arrived for a half day. Go ahead and turn the page. Next thing is the financial policies and procedures. This is something that you'll work with Rona on more than you will with me, but she will always keep an open line of communication with me on it. This is the payment schedule that we've had. It's been the same for the last, I think for as long as the school's been open. We have that 10-month payment. And then our yearly payments, the yearly payment on our graph here includes, on our table here includes that 10% discount. So say for a first child, on a church member discount, you're paying $345 a month. Your 10% discount, you will then be paying $2,945 for the year. So that includes that 10% discount, just so you know. Everyone is registered, so you don't have to worry about that $75 charge. That's been waived. Let's see. Everyone's a member, so we don't have to worry about that. Anytime a check bounces or doesn't go through, that will be a $25 charge, so just be aware of that. Oh yes, registration fee is waived since you registered already. So anyone who registers before June 1st is that fee is waived, so you don't have to worry about it. Upon expulsion, if anyone for some reason gets expelled, which prayerfully that will never happen, there is a 25% fee of the remaining tuition that you will still owe. All fees that are paid to the school are non-refundable, and it includes tuition, registration, testing fees, curriculum fees, and activity fees. Cost of curriculum is the same, $350 per year. Those are going to be paid in 2 installments of $175. Tuition does not include elective fees, like I said, testing fees, field trips, and graduations. My goal for field trips is to have them set by the beginning of the year so you know well in advance when we are taking a field trip how much it's going to cost, so then you can prepare for that. I was not able to put them on the calendar yet because there's a few things that we have in the works that we're trying to see that if we can do. Anytime your student will be academically withdrawn if your tuition payment is 15 days late. If you have worked with Rona and you have a system with her saying like, hey, I'm late, I'll pay you X, Y, and Z, she will work with you on that, and so we won't have to academically withdraw your student. But if you do not keep that open line of communication with us and do not communicate with us what's going on, then we will have to, your student will not be able to come to school until your balance is current. Anytime you're withdrawing them from school or removing them early, there's a withdrawal fee, and it is $75. And no records or transcripts will be released to parents or another school until the child's account is paid in full. So if you withdraw your child and then you're saying, hey, they're going to go to Streetsboro, but I still owe, $275 on your account, regardless of if it's $275 or not, that fee has to be paid before we can release your transcripts. Any additional fees, you'll have a cleaning supply fee of $5 per semester. If your child gets detention, it's $10 per detention. Art and drama, we have combined for a $25 fee per student. And then field trips, depending on the price of the field trips, I try to keep them as low as possible. With a large group, it's easier to do that. And we will usually plan 1 to 2 field trips per year. And any curriculum that gets lost we will also charge you for. Our academic policy and procedure, we're almost done with the rulebook, I promise. These are all of the dates that your report cards and progress reports are going to be coming out. Like I said, with using our Jupiter Ed system, you can log into that at any time and see your child's grade. But this is when the actual paper will be given to you of your child's report for that quarter and for that semester. Our grading, pardon? Yes, that will be, if the teacher chooses to do that, that'll be on there as well. Our grading scale stays the same, which we don't need to go over that. That's kind of self-explanatory. Our homework policy, you need to make sure if your child has homework, that's something that I would check with them. Your teachers do the best that they can to inform you of your child having homework, but you also have to understand that your teachers some will have 8 to 10 other students in their classroom, and so they're not able to write down for every single student what their homework is. So a lot of times they'll say, okay guys, write this down, or look on the board, here's what you're going to have to do. So be patient with your teacher if for some reason in the first couple weeks you're like, hey, my kid had homework, I didn't know this was happening, what's going on, X, Y, and Z. Be patient with them. They're doing the best that they can, and they're working to make sure each of the kids knows what homework they have. It is also a responsibility of the student to remember that they have homework, not only the teacher. So just be aware of that. Homework usually is lenient in for each teacher's each teacher's discretion. Thank you. So if for some reason a kid comes in and he says, hey, I wasn't able to get my homework done because X, Y, and Z, they can allow to offer grace rather than saying, okay, if your homework's 5 days late, you're losing a letter grade. That's something that they as a teacher with the student can figure out, or they can give, extra chances or things like that. So just be aware of that. If you turn the page, I'm going to skip down to achievement testing. This year is our year to do achievement testing. And so the fee usually is $35, I believe. I will let you know for sure. It is not until April. We will not do achievement testing until April 8th and April 9th. So that gives you some time to be aware of that. We do state testing every other year just to kind of see how our kids in the school are balancing out with all the kids in the United States. No, all of them. It is for all of them, from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. Yes. Usually it's $35. Yes. But I'm not 100%. I am not 100% sure on that, and I will let you know. Usually by second semester, or not second semester. Yes, sorry, second semester. So you will know that 100% sure. If you notice in your orientation letter, our dress code has changed. We have changed from uniforms, which some people I know were thankful for because uniforms cost a lot of money. So for boys, they can wear pants of any color. Khaki is acceptable, except for jeans, joggers, and sweatpants. Those will be used as, or those can be worn on Mondays for dress down day. Oh, do you have those? Thank you. No. So yes, but any color. For some people, that kind of opens up, Nathan likes to wear red pants or green pants or, things like that. So we also have, girls can wear skirts and dresses of any color and pattern. They must be below the knee. Closed-toed shoes or sneakers are acceptable. Boots can be worn during the winter time. Girls can also wear sandals as long as they have a back to them. That's fine. Solid colored t-shirts or any button-up shirt. Actually, I'm going to change that solid colored t-shirt. If you have a t-shirt, this is a button-up, has patterns on it, this is perfectly fine. The boys can wear this shirt. If you have a t-shirt, thanks. If you have a t-shirt that's looked like this, it's the two-tone, that is fine as well. It's not completely solid color. If you have a t-shirt that is striped, you can wear that as well. That's fine as well. So as long as our t-shirts don't have any characters on it, yes, this is not okay. Characters or graphic tees, things that have, Captain America, yeah, we're going to pass on that. Now, while it does have a saying, yes, our wonderful Jossum. We're going to pass on those too. Those can be worn on Mondays. But anything, like I said, that has like this solid color, this striped color, if you have patterns, if they have polka dots, if they have anchors, different things like that, that's perfectly fine. If it's just a scene like that, that's okay. Girls, they have a lot of girls like to wear, especially in high school and junior high, even actually younger, like to wear shirts that have words on it like blessed. Thank you. Be blessed, or like I need coffee, things like that. I will accept that. That's fine because it doesn't have any character on it. It doesn't have any. Oh, is that inside out? Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Like this, like a character.
Yes, like not this, but words are fine. Even if boys have a shirt that says like Nike across it, that'll be okay.
Like always happy.
Yes, anything polka dot.
Or like even like team shirts.
Yes,
That would be a no.
team shirts is a no. Team shirts is, anything. Those are going to be worn on Mondays. Now, as we do it, we might have a note that you get sent home with that says, hey, this is for dress down days on Mondays. So like I said, this is something that we're working through, and that it's the first time that we're doing this. So work with us as we work with you. And it'll be kind of decided on a case-by-case basis. Anything that has to do with video gaming, anything that has to do with movies, anything that has to do with any cartoon characters, things like that will not be permitted. But you do have a few more options rather than just a solid color polo. So then when, the end of the week comes, you might be able to have more options than, oh man, I haven't washed their polos. So chapel will still be on Fridays. Boys can wear blue, black, khaki. They can also wear their colored pants as well. I know, again, not to point out Nathan, but Nathan comes in with, green pants and a nice button-up shirt with a nice tie, and that's perfectly fine. And girls can wear dress clothes that are below the knee. Usually it's Sunday dress clothes. In this sense, girls will kind of just have the same dress code all the way across. I will ask no t-shirts on chapel days. Keep it just more of a dressier style. Yes, they can still use their old uniforms. Yeah. We're going to be doing gym class on Tuesdays, and it's going to be back and forth between boys and girls. So they can bring basketball shorts, t-shirt, make sure they have tennis shoes. A few times last year we had kids call parents, hey, bring my tennis shoes. I forgot them. So make sure their tennis shoes are packed in their bags. And then this is going to be Coach's last year coaching basketball for the boys and the girls. So as the year goes on, I might contact you guys. I would like to do something special for them. He's done this for 7 to 8 years, I think it is, and he's done it completely volunteer every single Tuesday during the school year. And so I'd like to do something really special for him and Miss Coach at the end of the year at graduation that we might be able to present them with. So just put that in the back of your mind. Dress down days, like I said, are going to be on Mondays, and they can wear jeans, they can wear sweatpants, they can wear joggers, that's fine that day. And that's the day that they can wear their character t-shirts. Field trips, they can just wear their regular clothes unless otherwise specified. You know, if there's something that we're doing where we're going to be outside and it's going to be cooler, we're going to ask that they have jackets, things like that. And then our disciplinary system is the same as last year. Anytime your child gets a demerit, if they continue that offense, so say I have a kid that's arguing with a teacher, and they just will not stop. If we give them a demerit, the next time they argue with a teacher, they're going to get 3 demerits. If they still continue to argue with a teacher, they're getting 5 demerits, which means they're over 7, which means they have a detention. So demerits are something that we are very, we communicate with them. It's not a secret that your child has a demerit. You get sent home a paper that you have to sign and say, hey, just so you know, they got a demerit for X, Y, and Z. And so if for some reason there is an offense that continues to repeat and repeat, we don't want to give your child a detention, but if it's after communicating with you and after communicating with the student, it is not resolving, then that will be what we have to result to as a detention. And then 7 detentions will equal a suspension where your student will not be allowed to come to school for a few days, and then after 3 suspensions, it will result in an expulsion. And then obviously through this, if we get to the point of having your student suspended or anything like that, there will be meetings with you, there will be meetings with your student to resolve whatever's going on. So, yeah. Yes, it does. Demerits reset every semester. Yes. So your first 2 quarters are together, and then your last 2 quarters are together. So demerits reset every semester. So that's it with the handbook. I would encourage you just to read back over it again on your own time, just so you know everything that's going on, so you're not surprised by some things. The next paper that we have is our supplies list. This is what you are going to need to bring for your child. This usually covers the entire year. Every once in a while, you may get a note home that says, hey, can your kid bring more pencils, or can they bring more highlighters? One of the things that I didn't do last year that I should have is asked parents to bring more highlighters, because all my students lost theirs, so I gave them all mine, and then they lost mine. But it's okay. We made it to the end of the year, so it works. One thing that you do not have to buy is glue. We were donated sticks of glue, and we were donated bottles of glue. So you do not need to bring glue at all. We have plenty of glue in the school for your students. For those, though, who are in not 7th grade, 9th through 12th grade. 9th through 12th grade, if you have students in that, I need you to bring graph paper. I did not get to type that out on your supply list. So they need to have graph paper. And then, is it just honesty? Okay, all of them need to have a scientific calculator. Scientific calculator. So these are for the people who are doing chemistry, who are doing algebra. Oh, there you go. If you need to borrow one, Shelly has one. Talk to her. So graph paper, and then yes. So that is for only 9th through 12th. 7th and 8th grade, you don't have to worry about that. But with that being said, I'm going to have Shelly come up. She's going to give you just a little bit of her, the supplies that she needs and the specifics of the supplies she needs. Shelly is very intentional on what she does and what she says. I'll answer your question 1 second, sorry. Shelly's very intentional about what she does. So she's not telling you to get something just because she wants you to waste your money. She's telling you to get something because she absolutely uses it and she needs it in her classroom. Yes. Yes, we still use markers. No, we still use No, we still use markers. Yep. Yep, we still use markers. Good? Yeah, you can just stay there. I will say that's probably for every class because they're going to use that as their take-home folder. So plastic folders last more than paper folders. So, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but every teacher who is going to be sending home a plastic folder, 5-star, they're at Walmart. I think they're like $1. So, yeah, they might even be cheaper now. They might, be 86 cents or something like that. But plastic folders just for everyone all across the board. Sorry. Overall. Mm-hmm.
And I forget to get it. I did before I was, when I would remember to get it. So it's easier if you would remember to put that in your lunch, pack it in your lunch. So that's something that you before first thing, put it in there. If not, if you want to bring a food into work, into my class, I wash my stuff every day. So I'm welcome to wash that and keep it at school for that.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Shelley. Before I move on to the next page, I was going to do this at the very beginning. I was going to introduce our teachers because we have new teachers. Obviously, Shelley's going to teach our kindergarten through first grade class, and then we're doing something new this year. We are splitting the classes for second through fifth grade, and so technically sixth as well. Our second through fifth grade math and language teacher and reading teacher is going to be Addie. All of you know her from last year. This is her second year with us, which we're excited about. Yay! And then your history, science, and your spelling teacher for second through fifth grade is going to be Miss Laura. Yeah, so she's going to be teaching them. So they have, and we are going to work very hard on making sure that the transitions between each classroom is very smooth, that your child is not losing out on any class times, any teaching times, and so that's going to be something very smooth and professional that we're going to do. Sixth grade is going to be with Mrs. York for the science and history portion because they took sixth grade science and history last year. This year they're going to take fifth grade science and history, and so with combining grades, that's just how we're able to do it with the school. So those of you who have children in sixth grade, they are going to be with her for science and history. They will be with me, spelling, language, math, everything else will be with me. So you'll also be communicating with both of us. And then for high school, we have Miss Jennifer Songenhop, and she's going to be teaching all of our high school classes, which I'm so thankful. She's teaching Algebra 2, which is pray for her. Pray for honesty as they take Algebra 2. It's a very mentally challenging course, and so they're going to work very hard on it. And they've already started their lesson plans, already started their classes. And then I'm going to be teaching 6th and 7th grade. So, Zach, you have me one more year. He's like, so for some kids, just the way that the grades worked out this year, just the way we had, we were able to hire teachers where they were able to be comfortable, and they felt they could give the most of their teaching, how we had to separate the grades. So 6th graders moving into 7th grade will have me one more year, but I will say 7th grade is going to be very different than 5th and 6th grade was, so we're gonna have a good time. Anyway, okay, so moving on from there, I'm almost done. I want to let you guys out here pretty soon. The next page that we have is our calendar. This is a tentative calendar. Most of these dates are definite for sure. One of the things that I did, instead of adding usually we have teacher in-service or teacher work days, where the state gives us 4 days where the teachers are able to work and there are no kids at the school. Those count as school hours according to the state, and we're allowed to put them wherever we want. Usually I tack them onto breaks, such as Thanksgiving break, Christmas break. One of the things that I did different this year, though, is last year we took off Good Friday before Easter. So one of those in-service days, rather than putting them on a Christmas or Thanksgiving break, I put it on the Monday after Easter. So we will actually have a 4-day weekend for Easter this year. So that's just something different that we did. We have all of our party days on here. Anytime you're going to have a day off, such as Columbus Day, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day is on there. All of our breaks, everything's on there. So make sure, I would be sure you put these on your calendar so you know what's going on. There were a few times that we had breaks or we had an in-service day and parents were like, what, we don't have school today? I'm at the church. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry. One thing I want to point out though on the second page of that calendar is, like I said, April 8th and 9th is going to be state testing day. They will not be doing any schoolwork other than their state test that day. Last year we were able to finish it in one day, but a lot of that is It's a lot of work on your student. And so I allotted 2 days just in case, we need to take a break. It's a lot of schoolwork that they go through in one day. And then we are going to do the jogathon this year. I know that's something that we talked about as parents when we had our parent meeting at the very end of the year. We're going to have our jogathon, and so that's going to be on the first Saturday in May, May 2nd. I would love to be able to do kind of like a school picnic after that to get together. We might hand out some awards like certificates. We might hand out, honor awards, things like that. So just be mindful of that. And then we have graduation on May 17th, and then we dismiss on the 21st. We are in accordance to the standards of Ohio for the hours that we have to have for school, so I don't want you to worry about that. So just to let you know there, one of the things that I did not write down on here is our rummage sale day, and I should have wrote it down, but I forgot. Any student which is in 4th through 12th grade will need to work at least 6 hours at the rummage sale. Now that can be, we are doing it on the 3rd week of August. So we're going to start setting up for it starting the 19th, which is a Monday and Tuesday. So the 19th, 20th, the 21st, that's when we are going into the storage unit. We actually have 2 storage units this year, so it's even more than we had last year. We're going to the storage unit. We're bringing everything over. So as it gets closer to that day, I know Pastor will ask anyone with trailers, with trucks, anyone who's available to be able to help bring those things over if you would be able to do that. But your students can come anytime during that week and put in their 6 hours. Some students work longer, which is fine. We love that. And some students work just their 6, which is completely fine as well. Because it is a fundraiser, fundraisers count as school hours. And so that is taking a day, that's a day of our school that we don't have to be in classes. And so the actual rummage sale is going to be April 22nd through the 23rd. So like I said, anytime that your child can be there, 4th through 12th grade, needs to work at least 6 hours. I would ask that you contact me and let me know what day your children are coming, just so we have a heads up. I don't want to give you time slots, but I thought about doing that. I might do that next year. I haven't decided yet. So just as long as you can let me know when your students are coming, so we can just make sure that they're, yes? Yes. No, because the younger grades do not require as many hours in school as our 4th through 12th graders do. So for that, they require 1,001 hours, whereas like our kindergarten through 3rd grade only require I think it's 800 or 900 something. So they are well over what they need. Yes, but if they do, I would ask that a parent be here, just because they are younger, and so it's our teachers that are here are already going to be kind of handling everyone else, the 4th through 6th graders that have to be here. So anyone younger than that who'd like to come, I would ask that a parent attend with them. Moving on to the next, we only have 2 more papers, and I lied, 3 more papers, and then we're done. 4 more papers. This is a referral guide. If you have someone that you would like to refer to our school, and if they attend for at least 3 months, you will get a $500 credit towards your school bill. So I gave everyone a paper like this. If you fill it out, you have someone that comes to the school for at least 3 months, you will get that $500 credit towards your school bill. So yes, till after the 3 months. The reason why we do that is because sometimes we have families that come, they're here for a month, and then they leave. And so Rona, this is kind of her financial area. She told me, she's like, make sure that they're here at least for 3 months, so then you're able to get that $500 credit. Otherwise, there is the school is losing money, and it's just kind of gets a little messy. All right, this is probably where I'm just going to take just a few minutes to go over this next paper. This is a program that I would like to incorporate into our school, but it kind of depends on the parents. This is called a TRIP program. There's a lady here in Northeast Ohio who runs this program from her house. Actually, she everything she does on her own, she goes and she delivers these gift cards to the schools. So this program uses gift cards from Trip when doing daily shopping. Each gift card purchase earns a rebate which accumulates in your Trip account. So you earn 75% of your total rebate. The remainder of the rebate goes to the program overhead. So whatever you're spending, say you're spending $50, you're getting 75% of that back that goes as a credit towards your school bill. Excuse me, rebate credits are paid out in December and in May. So they're paid out twice a year. So two ways that this can work is either, usually they do it at December because holidays are really tight, especially when you're trying to have and pay for a school bill and then do Christmas gifts and travel and everything like that. So they pay out at December, and then it may, either if you have an outstanding balance that will cover your outstanding balance, or if you've paid up, you can either have it credited to the next year, or the school can write you a check and say, hey, here's the money from your rebate, here it is back. So those are the three ways that you can receive your rebate. You can give your family and friends, you will get, when you sign up, you will get a unique code, and they can purchase through it, and whatever they purchase, you will pick up the gift cards here, you can give it to them, and it will still be credited towards your school bill. So each week, your orders have to be in by 7 a.m. on a Monday, because if you order by Monday, you get your cards by Thursday or Friday. And it has the website where you can go to register for your account and log in. And then they have hundreds of gift cards. They have online, they have Sears, Kohl's, Target, they have office supplies, they have gas cards, literally anything and anything you can imagine they have on there. So basically, instead of swiping your debit card or instead of paying cash for something, you're using a gift card. This does require some for planning on your part, if you really would like to use this and it would like to be effective towards your school bill. Now, one of the things that when I spoke to, her name's Lauren, when I spoke to her about it, one of the things that she was concerned about was the fact that our school was so small. And because she does this on her own, and because this is something that she goes to every single school, she doesn't want to come here and just give 2 gift cards. And so basically she said to me, Abby, like, if your school wants to participate in this, then I really need there to be participation. She's like, otherwise, it's really not going to work, which I can't blame her because then I don't want to waste her time. She does, like I said, she only gets 25% of this to cover her costs. And so she really isn't benefiting from this at all. This is something that she would just like to do for people who struggle with, or who would like to have more financial help with tuition. There was a family that she used to, or that she gave to, who they had students in a school where their tuition cost $7,500 per student. And she said that the people used this program, and what they wanted to do was cover the tuition of at least one child. And through this program, they were able to raise $10,000 to give back to their student and their tuition. So this program does work, but it is something that, like I said, you kind of have to have foreknowledge of and planning of what you want to do. The way that it works is you go on there, you enter in your bank account number, and then you have to enter in that bank account number every time. They do not save that information. It is not something that they want to keep. So it is secure in the sense that you don't have something just sitting there, or your account isn't just sitting there. So you enter in that bank account number, and it'll withdraw the funds, and then you will get those funds those cards at the end of the week. So if this is something that we are interested in, I would love to do it because it helps you. The school is not profiting anything of it other than you paying your tuition bill. So, like, the teachers aren't getting anything from this. This literally is, if you would like to be able to save some money on your school bill, then this is a way that you're able to do it. That doesn't really even have to do with fundraising. So I wanted to present this because some parents are like, well, you know, whatever, we'll just pay it, and it is what it is. But other parents, I wanted to offer this to you. But if we weren't going to have participation in it, then I know she's probably not going to want to do it. So I'm kind of leaving that. Yes? I asked her that, and she said, do you really want to drop $1,000 worth of cards in the mail and send it? And I was like, well, because I guess they had a situation where they did that, and then the cards never got to where they were supposed to be, and they were all used. So she does not, this is just the way that she functions. In the beginning, what I did tell her, I said, we can see how this is going to work. She's in Twinsburg, and then there's a lady that helps her in Hudson. I said, I can go pick them up rather than you dropping them off. And so if for the first month or so we want to see how this goes, and if we want to see what participation that we have, we can do that and then go from there. So otherwise, we're not going to do it. So it's kind of where it is. So yes, it's yes, 75%. So like you see in this, like the what could I save, this is something that someone did, like it says just 12 times a year. Obviously, you're not going to really spend $500 at Giant Eagle every single week for groceries. I hope you wouldn't, unless you're having like a wonderful feast at your house. I'm coming to eat with you. But this is something that they did 12 times a year, and they got $800 back towards their tuition. So that isn't the amount that you have to do, but if you do a little bit of something every single week, it adds up. And like I said, those payments are paid out in December and then in May. And you can always log into that website that's on here. You can log in. You can see how much you have been given back. Everything's on there. You can see how much you're going to be given when it's paid out. So all that information is there. So what we're going to do is, like I said, for the first few months, we're going to see how it goes. So it will start at the beginning of school. And then, so probably September, October, November, see how it goes. And then if we have a lot of headway from it, and if, this is something that you guys really want to do and really want to participate in, then we'll continue it. And if not, then we'll probably stop just because of how she has described and explained things to me about for her sake and her time. So that's something I will continue to send like reminders because I know sometimes this is like a mindset change of, oh yeah, I have to do this. So I will send flyers, I'll send reminders with you guys, and then that's something that, like I said, they have gift cards of all sorts. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll start that at the beginning of the year and then go from there. Then any questions about that? Okay, perfect. Now it's only 2 more pages. The next page that we have is our yearly fundraisers. I forgot to put our Amazon account on here. It completely slipped my mind. We do have a fundraiser through Amazon Smile. Unfortunately, it is, if you go to amazonsmile.com and you log into that, that's something you have to do every single time you log into your Amazon. So rather than shopping just through amazon.com, if you just go to amazonsmile.com and then you log into your account, whatever it is that you buy, you get the school gets 0.5%. And that also you can see how much you have purchased, how much is going back towards the school. That's something that you can share, relatives, families, even on Facebook, people that workplaces, whatever it is. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Sure. Yeah, no, I get it. Is that through an app, or is that just your, like a server? Okay, yes. Yes, okay. Sure. Okay, perfect. Oh, there we go. So I guess there is a way to do it then. I have not explored that. Yes, it gives, so whatever you buy, it takes a percentage of what your total cost is, and it gives it back to the school, or gives it to the school. So that's the way that we have fundraising. We have scrap metal recycling. Right now, it's behind the clothing shed, and so That's something that we do every year. We do still have the apples for students. I know some of you asked that. We got a check from them this year. And so anytime you go to Giant Eagle and use your Giant Eagle Advantage card, if you register that online, you can pick Crossroads Christian Academy to support. It'll ask if you want to support a fundraiser or a organization. And so you can pick CCA, and then every time you use your Advantage card, it will also give money back to the school. We have our paper recycling. As of right now, it is not being taken away, so that's a good thing. That means, we haven't heard anything of it being removed. So we still have our paper recycling. We have box tops, which are located at the very back of the usher station. So you have box tops. Box tops are on hundreds of items. Yes? Oh, I don't know. I have not received the packet yet this year, so I have no idea. Sure. I wonder. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that and let you know, because I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Right. Yeah, I'll have to look into that and let you know. I'll make a note. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that and let you know. The other thing that we have is our clothing bin, which is behind the church. We are given money per bag of clothing. So if you have a big black garbage bag of clothing, separate that into like 5 little white bags of clothing. Yes, use the little white bags because we get money per bag. And then we also have our aluminum cans recycling that we use downstairs. It's located in the basement door in the hallway there. Yes? Okay. 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 I will get information printed on that and give it to you guys just so you know what to do from there. Yes, cardboard, newspaper, nothing plastic, like anything paper. Yes, cardboard too. So cardboard boxes, any type of office paper, books. Yes. Yeah. Any type of, books, magazines. Yes. Yep, everything like that. So as long as it's paper-based, then it can be recycled. Okay, last page. This is it. These are your volunteer options for school. Last year, we are planning on having a lunch program. We're still going to have lunch on Fridays. If anyone would like to volunteer to make a lunch during the week, that would be greatly appreciated. But we will at least have lunch on Fridays and then hopefully 1 or 2 more lunches during the week. Fundraising. Every fundraiser that you organize, you will receive 10% of our net profit. So say you want to run a spaghetti dinner. I know that's something that was mentioned. Say you want to run a pancake breakfast. Say you want to run literally whatever, everything and anything that you think of that you head up and that you take charge of, you will get 10% of whatever our profit is towards your school bill. And so that's another way that you're able to reduce your school bill. Like I said, lunches, come in once a week to prepare lunch for the school. And then we have, if you would like to come and volunteer during recess time, if you would like to come spend time with your kid during recess, that's totally fine. You can do that. We also have our holiday parties. The 3 parties that we run are Halloween, Valentine's, and Christmas. I still said those out of order. Anyway, so if you want to come in and if you want to volunteer to run a holiday party, the teachers especially would greatly appreciate that. Not that we don't love running holiday parties, but it is something that we're kind of just able to, we can just sit back, we can help you with whatever it is that you need, but it's something that we don't have to stress over and take away from teaching. we are having drama class this year, so you can come in and you can make decorations, or if there's any other way that you want to help, you can see Jen. She's going to be our drama teacher. So those are different volunteering options that we have for you. What's new this year? I already mentioned, Jen is teaching a drama class. This play that we're going to be producing for Christmas is going to be a full-scale play, meaning like music, costumes, props, sets, everything. So we're really excited about that. We already have the play that we're doing. We already have the music ready to go. So the kids are going to be singing. There's going to be speaking parts. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're really excited about that. Also, what's new this year is we are going to have someone come in and teach piano on Fridays. If your child would like to take piano lessons, her name is Jennifer Minnick, and she charges $15 per half hour. This technically, you're not paying anything through the school. You're paying everything directly to her. So she charges for the lesson and then any books that you need to purchase, and she'll let you know what those books. Usually the books come out to like $6, $7 each. Am I right? Maybe $9, $10. Depends on the books. It's been a while since I've been in piano lessons. We are also offering that. Now, because she is only coming once a day, we do have a limited number of spots. So if you would like your child to take piano lessons, let me know right away, because like I said, we only have a limited number of options for her to teach. So other than that, that's all I have. $15. Okay. So, yes. Akron Community, yes. Actually, Megan said that. She's like, man, if I wasn't working, I'd run up to the school. But yes, so that is, I know I probably should specify $15 per week. Like I said, it's per half hour. So each lesson would be $15. Yes. Awesome. That's one thing that I never did that I wish my piano teacher did do. Because then once I got to college, my college piano teacher had recitals all the time, and then she's like, here, you have to memorize this music. And I was like, I've never memorized a piece of music in my life. What in the world? So that was interesting. Anyway, so like I said, if you'd like to volunteer for parties, if you'd like to volunteer for lunches, if you have fundraising ideas that you want to do, please contact me, let me know. I'd love to be able to work with it. With you on that, and I'm really, really excited for this school year. We have a lot of new things going on. We have a lot of new teachers, which is exciting. Our school is growing. We're possibly adding 4 new students to our school, which is a blessing. So keep praying for our school, keep praying for more students, and I look forward to a fantastic year with you all. So, got you out 10 minutes early. I said 7 to 8:30, and it's maybe. I think that clock is correct. So, does anyone have any questions? Yes. Do you want to sing happy anniversary? Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, Pastor and Mrs. York. Happy anniversary to you. Yes, Linda, you had a question? Yes, woo! If that doesn't say anything about 27 years of marriage, I was going to say no. Linda, did you have a question? Depending on the colors. I was going to say, I was just about to say that. Natural colors. Yes. So like oh, I know. There we go. Sorry, kiddos. Yeah. If it's like a thing they want to do on the weekend or something like that, that's fine. So, all right. Sounds good. Thank you all. Please make sure I get your applications in before the start of the school year. Otherwise, I'll be contacting you. Yes. Yes. August 1st. Yes. So if the money has to be on August 1st, if anyone wants to pay right now, Pastor can take that money and then I can write you a receipt, and then Rona will. I mean, technically. Your invoice, I don't know that I mentioned this at the beginning, your invoice is behind your application. So I know Rona did like the usual people who pay 10% in advance. I think she did everything all at once. And then the people who usually pay month to month, she did it that way as well. So just be aware of that. All right. Good to go. Thank you.